Join me right now on Kumite TV. Back on the show is UFC light heavyweight prospect Mike Rodriguez. What's going on, Mike?
Not much. Same old, man.
Good, man. Let's talk about last weekend. UFC 239. You had John Jones defend the title against Thiago Santos. A lot of
Yep.
people didn't expect a fight like that. A lot of people thought that Santos won that fight, which is surprising, right? What did you think?
Really? I thought Jones did enough to win that fight. I thought Jones was really busy. Um, doing his Jones thing, staying long, picking not going for any crazy knockout, just busy. Um, did I think he was probably a little battered up? Yeah, I think he was. But like a true champion, he just dug deep and did what he had to do to keep that title. I don't blame him. It was a good job. It was good.
Do you think his last two opponents, since
Also,
they've
shout out
taken
to Santos. Santos held
yeah,
his own too, even though he had that gruesome fucking knee injury. I seen the report. It was like MCL, ACL, LCL, and meniscus. Ugh. But yeah, it was a good fight.
do you see cracks in John Jones's game? In his last two fights, he went to the decision both
Mm-hmm.
times, and he didn't have like those completely dominant performances. Do you think a lot of the light heavyweights out there are looking at these fights and saying like, "Hey, man, seems like he's not the same John Jones. He seems like he's playing it too safe now."
Um, I think multiple things. So I think one, like when Jones was reigning champ at the height of his career, he was beating up. No offense to anybody, but he was beating up a bunch of guys that was past their prime. If you go back and look at a lot of his fights, a lot of them guys were kind of on the way out. So now he's in the mix with a bunch of younger guys, hungry guys that are going to be hard to put away. Again, not taken away from any of the vets. The vets, they obviously paved the way for all of us, but I just think his matchups are getting harder and harder. They're going to get harder and harder because he's not the tall, lanky, only guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Look at Walker. I think Walker is taller than him, right? Johnny Walker is taller than him. Um, Johnny Walker's a long, rangy dude. Myself, you got guys that are not even up on the rise yet, that not even in the mix yet. Like Minifield, who's just a fucking tank of a dude. He can one shot anybody. You got a lot of dudes out there, so it's like it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And the sport is getting faster, and guys are getting better, and guys it's becoming like a top elite like sport. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like when like Randy Moss was on. Nah, I don't want to say use him. I'm not really a football guy, so I can't really use anybody. But like when there was that one person who came on the field, and there was like, oh shit, like the game is changing. He was that guy, and then all of a sudden, the rest of the game is going to catch up to him. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah,
I think you'll see
agree.
his matchups are going to get harder and harder and harder. But he's a fucking savage. You know what I'm saying? He's the GOAT. So obviously, he's going to keep adapting to the game as much as possible. But I think it's going to get hard for him.
I believe that right now is the period that of his career that's going to define him, not the period where he was beating up the guys that were, like you said, they're legends, but they were kind of on the down curve of their careers, and you could have put a lot of guys. You could put a lot of guys that are in the light heavyweight division in that position, and they would have probably done the same thing, and
exactly
became that person. Yeah, you got yourself, you got Johnny Walker, you got Rakic, you got Dom Reyes. There's so many tall, long, lengthy guys in the division now to where, yeah, that advantage is slowly starting to disappear. And it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun to see who fights him next and who fights him next year, because it seems like he wants to defend this title. And I like that. I like that he doesn't want to go chase after, the heavyweights or even drop down or whatever, all these other guys are doing, and kind of keep
I
that
also think he knows.
legacy going.
I think he knows. Like, I mean, he's a competitor. You know what I'm saying? He's a competitor. He'll probably like front to everybody, but no, I don't even watch no fights. He watches fights. Everybody does. Like everybody wants to know what the fuck they're fighting out there. You know what I'm saying? So I think he knows that the fire's underneath his heels. You know, he gotta you gotta move, dude. Like this game's no joke, you know. And so he's smart enough to know. I wouldn't put it past him. He's fucking watching everybody. I'm pretty sure he has some inkling or game plan of some sort to try to beat everybody because he wants to keep that title. He wants to keep his legacy. You know what I'm saying? He wants to keep that. So, but his matchups are gonna get harder.
Mhm.
They're gonna get harder.
Yeah, and seems like the guys are hitting harder too, compared to the
Hmm.
the last generation. So I love it, man. I
Yeah.
love it. Now let's talk about McPro tip of the day. I've been watching those.
Yeah.
I love them, man. Especially the one is like you gotta, use protection. And I was just like, what is he going with this shit? And then you go to the weights and you put it on. I was like, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, where did that come from, man?
That just came off the dome. So like you know, obviously like the rest of the world probably don't know me as much because I'm not really like a vocal guy. I don't grab the mic or anything like that. But like if you know me personally, I'm a fucking huge geek. I'm a huge goofball. And so I just like randomly did the pro mic tip one time. And the first time, and it got such a good reception, and I just kept doing them and kept doing them. I haven't done one in a while. It's been so busy and just with training and everything because I prioritize training over everything else. But they will be rolling back around. They will be. I probably drop one during fight week.
Oh, definitely. You should, man. You should do one like
Yeah,
at the event. Like in the
I
cage or
know, right?
something. Just to put one out there. It's fun to
Yeah,
watch, man. I like it. It shows your personality. A lot of fighters don't really show their personality, and
yeah,
and you don't know who they really are. But it seems like you with those McPro tips. It's like that's you in the gym. Telling people what's
yeah.
up.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
All right. Well, you're a proud Dominican. What did you hear about this whole thing of David Ortiz? What happened to him?
Oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that shit was crazy. My man's a national treasure. Like you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And I don't know the story. Probably never know the story, but it's just an unfortunate thing. But things like that in Dominican Republic happens, like due to just people. The fact that someone is coming over there and they come from more fortune than someone else. You know what I mean? People, it's just jealousy. I mean, it happens in here too. Like I'm not gonna even just say it happens in the hood, shit like that. People come back to the hood, visit the hood. Somebody get angry or whatever, get jealous and pop them or whatever, or try to fight them and shit. It happens, man. It sucks because like we should all push each other and try to, you know, make everybody prosper and lift everybody up and support our people, especially people who are from the same place that you're from and everything. You should try to push them. But man, there's a lot of fucking hate in this world,
mm.
man. I'm pretty sure it's like that with other countries too. It's like that's just people. It's people like that. There's something in people that when they see someone that's doing better than them or something, they always feel like they have to try to get one over on them or something. I don't know what it is. But again, I don't know the story of that. I'm just speaking just in general. And yeah, it's a fucked up situation. That sucks.
Yeah. Moving on to your career, man. You made your debut. You dropped a decision in your debut. You came back
Yep.
and you got the first round stoppage against Adam Milstead. I think he retired after that. I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like
Yeah.
he's fighting anymore. What did you think about that performance and how that fight went down?
I think that fight went down as perfectly as planned and the best way possible. Um, went out there and executed. It's pretty much that's like my game plan. I'm not the type of person like I'm gonna go out there and get the win or whatever. I'm realistic. Like winning and losing is results. They just results, and they're on a scale. It's all about your execution that gives you the results. You know what I'm saying? For the Clark fight, I didn't execute. That was why I lost. For the Millset fight, I executed. That's why I won. It's execution. People get caught up in the winning. They always want to win. Oh, I want to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. They think about the glory. They think about it's. Don't get me wrong. It's something that you want, you know, and it's something that you wanna get to, but it's all about your execution. If you don't have a good execution, or if you're not gonna execute, you can't get the results you want. You just can't. You can't. Think about how everything else in life works. It's not like, yeah, you want these things. All right, sick. You got to execute to get them. You got to execute a plan to get them. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to just grow on trees. And guys just get caught up in the winning factor and they fail in the execution. That's just it is what it is. I just executed. That's all I did. That's
It
it.
almost seems like a lot of guys are thinking too far ahead, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you slow it down, one
Mhm.
step at a time. Slow it down. Yeah.
You mentioned after that fight, you had some pressure leading up, and how did you handle that anxiety? How did you get over the anxiety?
Um, self belief. I just had to slow it down and believe in what my talents, believe in myself, believe in my coaches and everything. Just believe, you know. And yeah, you just gotta believe. That's how I got over it. I just was like, oh man, da, da, da. And I started like panicking and all this other stuff. I was like being like a zombie because I was just so focused on that. And then I just had to snap out of it. I was like, yo, you fucking deserve to be here with the rest of all these other guys. Like you bust your ass to get to this point. Like you should believe in what you got. You can beat this dude, no problem. You know, like just go out there, execute. Think about the execution, and you'll be straight. And I went out there and did exactly what that was.
It seemed like you came out of that fight, without any injuries, and you wanted to get back in the cage in February. What happened with that?
No, I actually did come out with an injury.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I hurt my shoulder. The body shot that I hit him with, I just felt like a little pull or something, and I had hurt my shoulder. So that's why I didn't get a chance to fight in February. But gave some TLC. I'm back on the wagon, ready to be.
After
Yeah.
that TLC, how long did it take you to get back into training and getting into the swing of things?
Not probably till when did I get the fight offered? I would probably say around like March ish, April
Mm.
ish. I was able to do things. I couldn't even like do anything. I couldn't like lift like above my head or forward. It was like it sucked. It hurt. But I'm back, man. Hopefully this Saturday I come from this fight unscathed, and I want to have a quick turnaround. I want to fight again. Well,
Yeah.
after the majors, after the Raleigh majors, then I want to fight.
No,
Yeah.
you're supposed to face John Vellante. He pulled out due to an injury. What was your
Yep.
reaction to that news? Because it's what less than, like a little bit over a week out. You got that news, right?
I was pumped. I was pumped. Not pumped that he was injured. I was pumped to fight him, but I was like kind of let down that he wasn't around, and so I just like, you know what, it's all right. Everything happens for a reason, and I just rolled with what's next. And they said, "Oh, you got this guy, John Allen." I said, "You know what? Bring him. All right, we're ready for him." I'm in great shape. Um, had a really good camp, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for him."
It would take a lot to have you actually not take another fight, right? After going through all you've been through with the long camp and everything.
I would have been really annoyed. But again, I couldn't let it rattle me though, because then if I let it rattle me, I get distracted and I just fall further back. So I just kept grinding, kept grinding.
You heard the name John Allen. You probably thought it was a guy from Wisconsin or something, but then you do some research to find out that he's from Brazil?
No, I actually I knew of him, if that makes sense. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know him personally. I don't know him personally, but I just knew of because I saw his contender series fight. Because I watched the contender series. Try to watch it every Tuesday, and yeah, and I saw his fight, and I was like, oh snap, But it didn't dawn on me it was him. You know what I mean? Until I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, I watched this fight. I watched this card. So yeah, I was like, all right, sick.
Well, he's done a good job, even though he lost his contender fight. He
Yep,
went out the promotion, got a good win, and took this opportunity. I think nowadays you got to take the fight, man. You can't, not take the fight if you
absolutely.
want to be in the UFC. And yeah, and now for you, is there any changes, man? It's like you're not really worried about it. You're just focused on yourself.
Yeah, of course I know he's gonna come with some heat because it's a redemption fight for him. It's another chance for him to get back at it. Um, so I'm I'm well aware of that. But on the same token, like it's kind of redemption fight for me as well. Just because I won my last fight, that don't mean that I'm in the clear. You know what I mean? Still got to fight. Like you still, I feel like you still have to fight every fight like it's your last in the UFC. So um, I'm gonna try to go out there and execute.
How many fights do you think you have to win to like have some momentum in the light heavyweight division to have people talking about you?
I don't know. I don't. I'm not. I don't really care for like the hype and the fame and all that shit. You know, for me. It's all about just like doing it. You know, I'm glad that I'm 30 years old and I'm doing what I love to do. You know, I can't really speak for most 30-year-olds. I can't like you know what I mean. It's not a lot of us that are actually out here doing exactly what we love to do for whatever's like holding them back. But I'm fortunate enough to do it. So I'm just like just living the moment, loving the moment that I'm able to do it. The money and the fame and all that shit, it will come, but I don't let it bother me or distract me from doing what I have to do to perform the best I go at possibly can.
Aside
So,
from the money and fame, like you said, it's going to come. There's a lot of tall, athletic light heavyweights we talked about earlier, and you're part of that. Wave. Rising up in the
mhm.
ranks. Where do you fit in the division? Do you believe?
I feel like I'm definitely like in a mix of all of them. I feel like I can hang with all of them. So I'm just working my way up there. So
Creeping, huh?
just creeping.
Yeah. Now, when you're in camp, you got some time to relax and, do other things. Are you more of like a podcast guy or are you more of a movie guy?
Um, I'm a little mixture of both. I just do whatever that I like to do. Like the things that I like to do. I like to go. I like watching podcasts. I like watching movies. I like watching shows. I love playing video games. I don't play video games in camp because I get a little crazy. But yeah. But typically I love like doing all of those things. I like going not like going out, but I like to go and like have like dinner out or like
Mhm.
go to a movie, things of that nature. So yeah, I just do
Does it
whatever
allow you to
I
kind of like
organically
separate
feel like.
yourself?
Yeah, because you in this game, it's really easy to get burnt, to feel burnt out and feel just mentally drained, especially when you're in camp because you're constantly training 6 days a week. Like, you know what I mean? 5 or 6 days a week. You're like, damn, dude, I need a break, you know? So like sometimes I like you just need to get away on like a Saturday night or whatever and just like go watch a movie, go do something or whatever. However you plan your rest days. I usually Saturday morning is my hard training day. Saturday night I usually have off. Sunday I usually rest. So from that time frame, I like to just like do something. I'll go out to eat, go watch a movie, go bowling, go play pool, something. Just something to get me away from the ringing of the fucking bell in the gym. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you hear that's when you know it's a problem. When you hear that thing so damn much, you can't get it out. You're like, what the fuck? You just keep hearing it, or you keep hearing the same music being played in the gym, and you start mumbling the songs word for word. And you're like, okay, I need to get a break from this fucking place. That's what that's when I usually get like a break. I'm like, I gotta get a break. I gotta get a break.
Are you sometimes in the convenience store and then you hear the bell?
Yeah,
Like
dude,
it's in
it's
your
like
subconsciously?
it's crazy. Like, yeah, or like you will know you'll have a feeling when like 5 minutes has passed. Like when you know a round is done, you're like, that's so fucking weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like you'll feel relaxed. Like you'll do something and you'll feel relaxed. And you're like, what the fuck? And you know 5 minutes was up. And you're like, jeez. So when people are like, hey, just wait 5 minutes, no problem. Easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. I guess that's like that comes with the whole territory of just constantly training. Like your body just get used to these things and what to do, whatever. So it's like, yeah, but sometimes you just hear the bell. Beep. What the fuck is that? It's the bell of the gym. That's when you need a break. You need time off.
All right, well, you get to step back into that cage, man. July 13th, UFC
Yes,
on
sir.
ESPN plus 13, Sacramento, California. Oh man, I appreciate the time, Mike, and good luck on everything that you're doing and everything in your future, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.